I'm Cherie Johnson, and you are watching MogulMediaTV.com.
Had any crazy fan encounters?
Honestly, crazy fan encounters happen between every 3 to 5 years. I get a stalker. Every 5 years, my life is threatened. So yeah, it happens every now and again, but for the most part, everybody is really kind. In fact, I spent the weekend at something called FIBO, which is, they had it in Fire Island, and I loved it. I've never had so much love in my life. It's actually like a gay pride event, and I hope they invite me back next year. I had some cute queens who I fell in love with, and they were weird, but they were crazy fun.
If any fan wants to reach out to you, what's the best way?
You know, I've made myself really accessible now with the whole social networking thing. You can always find me because I'm a total Twitteraholic at Cherie, C-H-E-R-I-E Johnson 75. If the 75 is not there, it's a fake page and it ain't mine. Also on Twitter, I'm the same thing. I mean Facebook, I'm the same thing. Cherie Johnson 75, Facebook. You write me and I'll write you back.
What's important to you right now?
What's important to me right now, personally or career-wise?
Both.
I think mostly what's important to me right now is using the voice and the face that America has given me to fight for causes that I believe in. To be able to make a difference. Maybe if I only reach one person or 100. That's my goal, to change the world like one person at a time. That's what's important.
Are you involved in any humanitarian causes?
Absolutely, I'm involved in a lot of humanitarian causes. I have a little thing that I do called Off the Streets. It helps get kids off the streets and something positive to do every day after school instead of being latchkey kids. I bring in my friends who are engineers. They teach them how to engineer. I bring rappers in. I have one friend who teaches painting and arts. We also have somebody who come in and help them do their homework. They have dance classes, just to keep them busy. They say kids who do extracurricular activities are most likely to go to college. So it's really important to me to give as many kids as I can those opportunities, even when their parents can't pay for it. I'm a huge child advocate. I work with a place called Casa Pacifica, which is an orphanage. I started a library downtown on Skid Row because I wasn't aware that kids who are homeless don't go to school because they don't have an address. We need to do something to change that. So in order for them to self-educate themselves, a hotel let me in and we completely conformed their lobby into a nice little library to give the kids something to do during the day instead of just being out on the streets.
Define entrepreneur and what it means to you.
To me, entrepreneur is somebody who makes a way to get paid, to pay themselves. It's somebody who makes a way to pay themselves. Somebody who has goals and they're creative enough not to wait for somebody else to give them a job, but to create their own opportunities.
Do you consider yourself an inspiration to young women?
You know, I have heard that I've been an inspiration to young women, but honestly, a lot of those young women are inspirations to me. Because to know that I could touch somebody's heart and make them believe that their dreams can come true is the best gift that could ever be given by the career that I was given. But that's kind of a hard question because when we sign up to do, and when I say we, I mean entertainers, when we sign up to do our jobs, a lot of people take it wrong. They think that we're supposed to be role models. I hate that word role model because nowhere on any athlete or actress or singer's contract has role model ever been part of the clause. So find your own role models. Find your role models within your parents or a teacher or somebody who works in the library, not somebody you see on TV.
This question's been boggling my mind. How did you keep yourself well-groomed along the lines of Raven-Symoné and the Maori twins and not become a train wreck like Lindsay Lohan?
You know, I think the big deal for me to stay on the course, everybody wants something to be wrong with a child star. I don't get it, because we're just like everybody else. Everybody went to school with somebody who ended up on the stripper pole. Everybody went to school with somebody who was on drugs. So I won't pick myself out any different than anybody else, but I would say what kept me on the right path is I got to make my own career for myself. I'm not living my parents' dream, I'm living my own, and my mother was a huge part of my life. My family, I have a lot of family support, and they kept me on the right track. So it's all in good parenting.
God bless them. Do you have any privacy? Like, can you walk the streets without getting mobbed like Justin Timberlake?
Absolutely, I could walk the streets without getting mobbed. I think the big thing is you make it what it is. I'm a little accessible, and because I'm accessible, people don't make such a big deal about it. But I've noticed if you walk around with a crowd and a bunch of big men behind you, I have 7 brothers, and some of them are kind of big, but when I walk the streets with them, people all of a sudden think, ooh, 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 she's important because she has a bodyguard, and then they make a bigger deal. So, you know, if you walk around like everybody else, they treat you like everybody else.
And where do you reside at right now?
Where do I live?
Yeah.
I'm pretty bi-coastal between Los Angeles and New Jersey.
Ah, back and forth.
Back and forth.
A lot of guys that grew up with you when they was kids, they probably grew a crush on you, and now they want to know, are you single and available?
I guess it depends on who you ask. If you ask TMZ, I'm engaged. If you ask, who is it, babe? A lot of people say that I'm married. It's who I'm in a relationship with, I think, would be a better question.
Would you like to share who that is, or would you like to keep that private?
Would you like to share? He's over here giggling. Would you like to share who I'm in a relationship with, or would you like to keep it private?
This is CherieJohnson.com.
I'm open. My whole life has been open, so I have nothing to hide.
I ain't doing no hot sauce.
I'll share.
Tell us about that. Like, have you started it yet?
You know, my publisher really wanted me to write an autobiography, and I did start it, and I thought I finished it, but my life has changed so much since I finished it that yeah, it ain't coming out no time soon, because I think there's going to be a lot more to Miss Cherie Johnson.
I would say another 5-10 years before.
I don't know. I kind of have 30 years to cover, so I wouldn't say another 5 to 10 years, but maybe definitely another 2 years. I think, you know, some things could change in 2 years, and it'd be interesting to close my childhood chapter and really enter in adulthood and let you guys be a part of that. Not that I'm still a child, because I'm 35, but...
You're 35? I thought you was 20-something.
I am 35 years old. Punky Brewster was 35 years ago.
Wow.
Not 35 years ago, it was 30 years ago.
They need to put that back on TV or something.
Punky Brewster's actually available on DVD.
The entire series?
The entire series is available on the internet. It is available in Walmart and in Target stores.
Now this leads me to another educational question. When you signed the contract to do these TV shows like Punky Brewster and Family Matters was your bread and butter, do you get any residuals off that?
Yes, absolutely. Residuals are how most actors live. So yeah, quarterly, SAG owes me, and I love it because we definitely have a lot of reruns every night.
Ah, that's good to hear. So I guess you was very smart at 7 years old. You was thinking long term. Oh, what's this, reruns? Okay.
I wasn't thinking long term. I was 6 years old when I started working. I didn't even know I was getting paid till I was 16.
Really?
Yeah, for me, I was doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't my parents' business.
So basically, you was getting the checks or your parents was getting the checks?
I was getting the checks. I was lucky by the time our show had started, the child labor laws had kicked in and it went into a pension until we got 18.
That's good. So you got the better gist of the business, unlike Gary Coleman, who got irked by his parents.
I don't really want to speak on Gary Coleman and what he went through because he was a personal friend of mine.
Oh.
It's okay. It happens. I grew up with a lot of the kids, and that's why I won't touch the childhood problems because, again, I won't say that it was the kids' problems. It was the parenting.
Yeah, because the way I see it, you did the first audition, you did the first reading, you taped the show in front of the studio audience. That's your money. Do you agree?
It definitely is a child's money. You should never use a kid as a workhorse. In fact, whenever people come to me, because I teach now, and they want their children to take classes, I've refused a lot of kids. You know, I'll pull the kid in the room by themselves and I tell the parents, I'm sorry, I can tape the whole conversation, but they're not allowed in the room. And I'll ask the kid, is this something that you want to do or is it something that mommy and daddy want you to do? And if they say it's mommy and daddy's idea, Cherie won't teach them. If they say that it's something that they want and it's their dream, I'll teach them everything that they're willing to learn.
Wow.
You'd be surprised how many kids out there lives are ruined because their mommies always wanted to be famous.
So basically, it should be from the child's heart too. If he or she wants to be in front of the camera.
I think anybody's career should be their own choice and their own decision. I don't think anybody can make that choice for anybody else. It's like your kid is going to go to college and you're going to tell your kid you're going to have to be a doctor. What if they don't want to be a doctor? What if they get in the surgery room and they're like, you know, they're afraid of blood?
Cold feet.
Yeah, they might get cold feet and they just won't be happy. I think you should always do something that's going to make you happy.